The last waltz in an empty room. Anna stood in front of the floor-to-ceiling mirror and looked at the apartment where she had lived for 40 years for the last time. Sunlight filtered in through the cracks in the blinds, casting long thin strips of light on the floor. Dust floated slowly in the beams. She raised her hand, and her fingertips lightly brushed the mirror, as if stroking the lines of time. The clock on the wall read 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and the moving company's truck should be arriving soon. Anna looked around and her eyes fell on the old gramophone in the corner. It was bought when she and Thomas got married. The vinyl record had already turned yellow and the needle was rusty. She remembered that every weekend night, Thomas would put on a record and invite her to dance. At that time, even the air was filled with the laziness of jazz music. Anna walked towards the bookshelf and ran her fingertips across the rows of book spines. Over the years, she had been reluctant to get rid of Thomas's collection of books, as if he had never left them as long as they existed. On the top floor were glass handicrafts they bought in Venice during their honeymoon, and the crystal-clear wings were covered with dust. She took off the angel-shaped ornament and wiped it gently. The sun shines through the glass, casting colorful spots on the floor. In the bedroom, the wardrobe was open and empty yesterday. She donated all her clothes to charity. Only a dark green dress was left, which was Thomas' favorite during his lifetime. Anna stroked the delicate folds on the skirt, and memories came flooding back. It was a late autumn night when she wore this dress and danced with Thomas on the balcony. The lights of the city in the distance were extinguished, and the night wind carried the scent of fallen leaves. Thomas said that when they grow old, they will buy a small house in the country and plant roses there. The doorbell rang, interrupting Anna's memories. The moving company has arrived. She watched the workers move the furniture away one by one, and the room gradually became empty. In the end, only the gramophone was left. Standing alone in the corner, Anna knelt down and gently stroked its mottled shell. Suddenly, she turned the clockwork, and the needle fell on the record. After the rustling noise, a familiar melody flowed out. It's the song "Fly Me to the Moon." Anna stood up and closed her eyes. The sun shone warmly on her face, and she seemed to be back on the balcony again. Feeling Thomas' hand gently resting on her waist, she danced alone, her skirt flying, spinning around the empty room. Amidst the music, she saw the canals of Venice, the rose petals falling on the balcony, and Thomas' gentle smile. The last note faded into the air. Anna opened her eyes and found that the workers had stopped what they were doing and stood quietly at the door. She smiled at them, turned to the gramophone, and gently lifted the needle. It's time to say goodbye. As the sun set, Anna locked the door to her apartment. She only took away the Venetian angel ornament and left the rest in the past. In the elevator, she watched the numbers descending layer by layer, as if time was going back. 40 years of life were packed into a small suitcase. The evening breeze blew across her cheeks as she walked out of the building. Anna took a deep breath, and jazz music floated in the air from nowhere. She looked up at her former window, which was empty, but she knew that the memories would never be removed. They would just exist in a different way. The coffee shop on the corner lit up with warm lights, and Anna pushed the door open and entered. She ordered a latte and sat by the window. Outside the window, the city's neon lights lit up one after another, like a never-ending dance party. She stirred the coffee gently, looked at the milk foam swirling in the cup, and suddenly understood a truth. There is nothing in life that cannot be let go, as long as we have truly owned it. As the night got darker, Anna got up and left, her back blended into the bustling crowd, like a fallen leaf returning to the earth. And that apartment full of memories will welcome a new owner tomorrow and start a new story. This is life, always moving forward, always full of possibilities.